Me in a tricycle looks ridiculous.
That's something that I had to adjust to.
Don't take away a job.
Oh, that's nice.
What's up, Philippines? What is up, guys? Welcome to a brand new reaction video. I'm Mike.
And I'm Nelly.
And we're two travel, food, and lifestyle vloggers based here in the Philippines. Our main channel, Making It Happen vlog, is linked right here.
Yep.
And there you'll find some fun content and some amazing new announcements recently of us wanting to build a house in the province here in Philippines. So if you want to join that adventure, definitely check that video out. Nelly, what are we reacting to today?
Okay, today we're reacting to a video from Jessica Lee, which we watched another video from her of growing up in the Philippines. She's Korean, and today we're doing a video
about culture shocks
she experienced in the Philippines.
That's very funny because we actually made a list because we're making our own video for our channel about culture shocks that we experienced. So it'll be fun to see like what we wrote up.
We already have the list. I don't know, it's somewhere here. So it's already written down from our side, our perspective.
So maybe by the time that this video is online, that video will be on our main channel and we'll link it right here.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm very, very curious to hear her thoughts.
Yeah. So let's not waste any more time and let's jump into this video.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Jessica here, and today I have another highly requested video for you guys. The culture shocking moments I had when I first came to the Philippines. And rather than calling it a culture shock, I would like to define it as the cool things I found in the Philippines. Anyways, let's just get started right away. So the first thing that I found cool, or I was shocked at, was the guards. I still remember this moment when I first went to SM Mall and I saw a female guard and a man guard having a gun at the back of their pocket. They were checking our bags and stuff. First I was like, am I going to the airport? Why did I have to, check my bags and stuff? But after a few days of living in the Philippines, I realized that that's a common thing here in the Philippines, to have security guards all over the place. Because in Korea, there's no security guards guarding malls or markets. It's just, you can just enter. Anyone can enter, and yeah. Second thing is the gays and lesbians. Of course, like gays and lesbians exist in everywhere, right? But in Korea, it's like not a common thing. Or if there's a gay or a lesbian in the street, it's kind of hard to notice that they are gays or lesbians. But in the Philippines, there are a lot of those people. At first, I was just really shocked because I was really young and I didn't even know what gay is. So here in the Philippines, if you just go out in the street, you can just easily catch a gay walking by or a lesbian. Mostly gays, yeah. So I just found that cool. Third thing is the sari store. I remember this time when I went to this village where people live, and then I saw a sari store, but I didn't know that it was a sari store by the time, and I saw them selling a Coke in a plastic bag. Even water, they sell water in a plastic bag or any drinks. I didn't know that that was such a common thing here in the Philippines, but yeah, I just found it cool. Also, they sell cigarettes one by one instead of a whole package of it. And the price was unrealistically cheap. It would cost about 1 peso to buy 2 small candies. And there were also snacks in a package that costed 5 pesos. That's a price of not even one candy in Korea. So I was pretty shocked at it. And the fourth thing that I was shocked at was throwing trashes. Let's say for example in the theater, people would just leave their trashes on their seat. In Korea, that's very uncommon thing to do because people would bring the trashes with them and throw it in the trash can, which is right by the exit. So I asked my friends oh, why don't you clean your own trash? And then they were like, oh, there are workers who clean for it. Really?
Yeah,
that's your job.
That I had to adjust to.
Don't
it made
take
me
away a job.
think a lot of stuff, but also in cafes, how in Korea, if you order your drink or a dessert, you eat it in your seat or the table, and you have to bring it to the counter, right? And that's such a common thing. We're just so used to it. But in the Philippines, they just leave it there. I've never seen someone who actually throws or bring back the dishes or the cups. In fast food restaurants, for example, I've seen people actually throwing their trashes in the trash can, but that was also a rare thing. So yeah, I think people are kind of used to those kind of things because they know that there's a certain worker whose job is just to clean the trashes. Number 5 is the trait of the Filipinos. The first trait I found from the Filipinos was being late. Okay, so 9 out of 10
Filipino
people
time.
I met was late when it comes to like meeting or hanging out. For example, if I was gonna meet them at like 2 p.m. they would come at 2:15 or even later than that. And honestly, I'm the type of person who really keeps time promises. If my meeting is at 2 p.m.
I used to be like that.
I would go in the meeting place at like 1:50 and wait for the rest of the people. One time I was gonna hang out with my friends and then we were going to meet at like 3 p.m. I think, and all of them ended up coming at 4. At first, of course, I thought that it is only for me. I thought that my friends are the only ones being late. So I asked another Korean people out there if they also experienced the same thing, and they were like, yes, they agree. I think this is a sad thing. Another trait of them is like burping so naturally, because in Korea it is very, very rude if you just burp, unless it's a joke. Now I'm a little bit used to it, not completely, because I don't know, I can't get used to it for some reason. One of the most common traits would also be like raising eyebrows. And I think I kind of like adopted this already because I raise my eyebrows like 100 times if you guys notice. It's like one of my bad habits. Filipinos would raise their eyebrows if they want to say yes to something. Like for example, if someone asks, hey, have you eaten? I do that a lot of times too. And the last trait that I noticed was their mouth. So for example, if you would ask them, oh, where's the phone? And they would be like, there. Now I'm pretty used to it, so I even indicate something using my mouth like The last thing, which is the 6th, is the transportation. Okay, I would start off by mentioning tricycle, which is like one of my favorite rides. When I first came to the Philippines and saw a tricycle, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to ride that. My mom wouldn't really allow me to ride it because it's dangerous, but you know what? Tricycle fees are very expensive. They would like call up a higher price to foreigners because they believe that foreigners don't really know about the typical prices of or rates for riding tricycles. Also, another ride would be jeepney. And I like jeepney. I mean, it's very cheap, and I just like how, you know, you have to pass the price to the person in front of you, so the person in front of you would pass the money to the person in front of them. I mean, I don't know, that's so humane, right? If you just want to stop in a certain place, you would just say, oh, I'm here, stop here, and he would just drop you there. So I think that's like a very good thing, right? But I don't really ride jeepneys a lot of times because, I don't know, I'm kind of scared because of getting pickpocketed. Also because I have an experience of being pickpocketed. Alright, so I think that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Very
Interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, I think I have a list of, I would say, at least 20 points. And I remember because you mentioned the selling of cigarettes per like one piece. In front of our building, we saw this guy standing around, and people would come to him and give him money, and we wouldn't really see properly what he's doing. So we were like, "What is this guy doing? What's going on here? Should we call the police? I don't know." It just looked so shady. And then we realized, because our guards are right in front of it, that they're okay with it. So we asked, I think you asked the guard, "What is this guy doing?" And he said he's selling cigarettes to the office people over there, so people just literally come
downstairs and just buy one cigarette, have their cigarette, and go back up to work.
Yeah, so that was a very unique experience for us.
By the way, one thing I have to mention: tricycles, very, very practical. But I look ridiculous sitting inside a tricycle. I'm 188 centimeters or 6'2", and me in a tricycle looks ridiculous.
And
But I have driven a tricycle myself in Bol. Video will pop up. Yeah.
And during our motorcycle driver's license,
also,
it's really difficult to drive those tricycles.
Yeah.
I almost had a bad accident. Let's not talk about it. The video will pop up right here. You can watch it for yourself. But yeah, it was a fun experience. But I have so much respect for tricycle drivers after riding one by myself, because you need a lot of strength for steering the wheel.
The wheel.
And what else did she mention that where I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely see that. Oh, coming late. We already how do you say, accustomed?
Yeah. But let's not give away too much, because we have our own video on this topic, which we'll share very soon.
Yeah, but I just wanted to say we already adapted to the way of life here. So yeah, we already became
Adjusted.
Alright
guys, if you have any video ideas that you would like to recommend to us, that you'd like us to react to, there is a link in the description box down below where you can submit your video ideas. Also, you'll find our Viber group in the description box, so if you want to get updates from us, we share some fun stuff over there. Definitely check it out.
Yeah, and stay tuned for that video that is coming from our perspective from the culture shock. I say culture shocks because it's not really a bad thing.
Exactly. Alright guys, if you enjoyed it, subscribe. If you're new around here, give it
a thumbs up.
Other way around. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you're new around here, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time on What's Up Philippines? Bye bye.